of a very first part of the super cool adventure. We've never done this before. This is our first time. So you guys, I'm so happy to have you here. So we have a lot of fun things planned for tonight. As you guys all know, we're going to make the air dry clay bowl. It's going to be super fun to do. It's going to take time. But before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Denise Bean, and I am the Youth Services Librarian. And I do have a few assistants with me tonight. We have Tyler, who is the producer, and then we have Sarah, who's going to monitor the chat box or the Q&A. So if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to ask along the way. Also, we do have a few housekeeping things to go through first. So before we start, if you guys can gather all of your materials, and also if I go too fast, just say, go ahead, slow down. I will take my time because this is going to take time to go through and create and make. So while you're there, double check. So we're going to make sure that you have, and I'm going to read off the chart. Do you guys have your glue? So it's going to come in a bag, kind of similar to this, and it's already been nicely pre-measured, and it's exactly one half of a glue, cup of glue. Also, now this was provided in your kit. In addition to that, you will have your 3/4 cup of cornstarch. Now, I will give you a hint on this one. You don't want to dump it all in at once, but you want to dump it halfway in and then slowly add to it. Ellie, when she did it the first time, she did learn that, to not dump it all in at the same time. Now, in addition to that, you will need your white vinegar. So just a little bit of like a 1/2 teaspoon of white vinegar, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of body lotion. So I've nicely labeled it for you, lotion. And then you'll have a little bit of 1/2 tablespoon of body oil. So with all those ingredients together, and I do want to begin by saying, so we're going to do these Makerspace Monday events every one Monday a month, and we will be sending out a calendar so you'll have access to that. And the next time we do meet together, so you guys probably remember that we got the opportunity to meet our dear sweet Abigail, who is the bee lady. She was the bee queen, and she introduced us to the bee. Well, she happily agreed that she's going to come back and visit us, and we're going to make this sounds so cool to me because it would make a great gift idea for Christmas time, and look how fancy you'll be. So you guys are going to make a rolled, now let me see, hang on, I got to double check, a rolled beeswax candles. Doesn't that sound cool? So we're going to do that with her, but I will fill you in on the detail of that because I really don't want you guys to miss out on anything. So I've never done this before. We're all going to do this for the first time together, so I hope you're all ready. So shall we begin? Oh, very important, the leaf. So you have received a tactile leaf, and you've received either Braille or large print. You have that available for you to use that has all the directions of the air dry clay bowl. And we're also, while we're working on it, we're going to talk about different ideas that you can do with your air dry bowl clay activity. So you guys ready to get started? Are they ready, Tyler? Thumbs up? Okay. I'm used to this being so interactive, but so you have your, so what I did with my leaf, you received it as like one sheet of paper. So what I did is I just very carefully cut around it. And what's really neat about this is this leaf was created, and it was done on a tactile image enhancer, which I love. But if you put your fingers over it, you can feel the veins and the outline of the leaf. So yeah, if you didn't cut around it, not a worry, but feel free to cut around it. So if you want to just take a moment and do that, and we'll go ahead and get ready to get started. I'm excited anyway. I know that others are excited, right? Okay, so let's get going. So we're going to first of all mix all of our ingredients together, but remember what I said about not adding all of your cornstarch at one time. So we're not going to add all of that at one time, but let's go. So go ahead and, oh, you're also going to have your very thin, wonderful plastic wrap. And I'm going to recommend opening that up right now. So go ahead and get that opened up, because your fingers are going to get very crazily messy right now. So you want to make sure you unwrap it, get it opened up, set it aside, because you will be coming back for that. And you've got your bowl. And I'm going to set that down just like so. It's going to stick together, so be very, very careful. All right, so you got your bowl handy. Are we set? I'm guessing we're all set. I'm thinking we're all set. All right, let's go. So I'm going to add a little bit of my, isn't it fun to get your fingers messy? I mean, you know, we're always told, let's keep our hands clean, don't get them messy. No, 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 you can get them messy for this. It's all good. So we're going to put some of our wonderful cornstarch halfway in the bowl, just like so. Just sprinkle it out. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Looks like a little snowstorm in the bowl, doesn't it? All right, and then I have a tip for you. So you know you received your wonderful plastic that has the glue in it. Can't glue be just so messy? So we're gonna take some scissors, and you don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna take some scissors and I'm gonna snip the corner of it. And it's almost gonna act like a frosting. Have you ever seen anybody use that where they cut the corner and they make a little frosting? Well, if not, try it. It might be fun to try. So you go ahead and cut it, and we're going to add all the glue. Okay. All right, so add all the glue. Feel free to sing as you do it, because singing's fun, isn't it? La, 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 la. It's not very much fun when you're singing alone, though. But go ahead and add that glue. Hope you have your spoons handy. We're not going to use a spoon yet. Oh my word, this is cool. So I'm dumping all of the, see, I thought of something we needed, Tyler. We needed a garbage can. We'll just set it aside, no problem. We got to make a station kind of messy, because that means you're busy doing something fun. All right, so I'm adding all the glue. Oh my goodness, like a smorgasbord. We got glue galore. And your glue is going to bubble up. All right, so I'm going to put this aside, right? All right, now listen, it called for a couple more ingredients. So here we go. Now you guys remember, oh my, magically a garbage can appeared. Isn't that neat with life? Shouldn't you just say something like, I wish magically something would appear and it would show up? I mean, right? Wouldn't that be fun? All right, so I have some white vinegar. I wouldn't put your sniffer on that, but white vinegar. And remember what I said, the amount of white vinegar. Now please, if I'm going too fast, just let Sarah know in your Q&A area. I know we're doing things differently, aren't we? But, you know, sometimes change is good. So we're going to add a little vinegar. I should have found out what the chemical reasoning is with this. All right, so white vinegar, half a tablespoon, everyone. Gentle and easy. Okay, I'm going to dump that baby in there, okay? Whew. And now, guess what I'm going to add now? I'm going to read the directions. We're going to add a little bit of body lotion. Half a teaspoon from my body lotion area. Convenient over here beside me. We're going to add a little bit of body lotion. Isn't this fun? All right, so here we go. And then last but not least, we got a little bit of baby oil. We're going to add a little baby oil. All right, so here we go. Set that in there. So you should have a little bit of leftover cornstarch. Okay, here we go. Add a little bit of that. You know, my favorite part is coming up. I don't know if it is for you or not, but I am going to take my rings off because I'll have stuff stuck in there till the end of time. All right, so you guys ready? You ready to get started? All right, so go ahead and start stirring it up. You're going to stir it up. It's like this wonderful creation. It's going to take a while. So while we're stirring it up, now remember what I said, you're going to add that extra bit of, so stir, stir. Hopefully everything's going great for you guys. Is everything going great for everyone? All right, we're stirring away. It kind of looks like divinity. When I was a little girl, I had a next door neighbor, and she would call, I would go to her house because she loved to bake, and she would make divinity. And we should make that sometime. That would be fun because we're going to do some really fun cooking activities with our Makerspace Monday night. So we're making this, and divinity basically is fluffy sugar. So, right, who doesn't like fluffy sugar? All right, so I'm stirring up a storm here, and it's kind of looking like a little sticky snowball. So now we're going to add some more of our, so it's going to be sticky, so be ready for sticky stuff. All right, so let's add a little bit more, but remember, don't use it all up because you're going to need that. And at some point, we're going to add our fingers in here. Get our fingers involved with this fun. Okay, so add a little bit more cornstarch and stir, stir, stir. While we're stirring, I want to talk to you guys about something that you can do with your air dry clay. You know, there's more stuff you can do with that. And you know, with holidays, well, I guess holidays, that's a ways off. I guess I'm jumping the gun, right? But you can do clay flower pots, right? Wouldn't that be neat with all these flowers from summer? And then you can do even coffee mugs. Wouldn't that be neat to do a coffee mug? And add your initials to it. So what are you guys getting in your bowl? Is it anything like mine? I'm guessing it might be. So we're gonna stir, stir, stir. It's getting kind of sticky, right? It's gonna feel kind of sticky. So we're gonna add a little bit more cornstarch. I think we're probably about to that point now where we might be able to just add the rest. Let's add the rest in there. Let it all go, just like that. All right, go in and just keep stirring. Just gonna keep stirring. Now it just looks like it's going crazy. I think we're about ready to add our fingers to this. Kind of looks like, what do you guys think? It looks like taffy? Kind of looks like taffy a little bit. What do you think, Tyler? Look like taffy to you? Kind of. It does, yeah. See, he's nodding. He's nodding. And guess what else you can make? You can make pinch bowls out of this, right? So pinch bowls basically, wow, this is, so now it's time for our little fingers to get in this mix. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of lotion, not a lot, just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. We're going to take that end off like that. Just like so. Wow, okay, so here we go. Now we're going to lift it up. Lift it up. And how is everyone doing? Are you guys doing all right? You guys doing okay? Let's see, we might. Okay, down like this. And we're going to, ooh, it's kind of messy, isn't it? Wow. You might have to maybe get a little more, maybe get a little bit more, so we can maybe see if we could have our little helper Leslie go to our craft closet and get some more cornstarch. That would be great. So we're just going to mix it up like this. Nice and mix it up. Stir it up like that. This is what happens when you have really dry hands. Just like so. And you guys have extra cornstarch that you can add to that. Just like that. And we'll add a little bit of lotion so it doesn't stick. It's funny because you can just give a little, I always have these magic little hands helping me out tonight. And just stir it up. And I don't know what kind of, you guys having fun with yours? So feel free if you had some, even to add a little bit of extra lotion to that too. Perfect, thank you. See, you just mentioned it, it comes. So we add a little bit, maybe a little bit more lotion to that. We're good, yeah, we're good. Thank you. Just keep stirring. You just want to, basically you're meeting it. And it's, if you notice, it kind of gets, it's starting to change a little bit because it gets kind of sticky. But keep going back and forth. So let's talk about what else we can make out of this air dry clay. Yay, so it's starting to change a little bit. If you notice, it's a little less sticky. So we didn't have to add anything to this. And also what's happening to it, you're adding a little bit of air gets to it, kind of dries it out a little bit. Oh yeah, see, now it's starting to kind of look like a snowball a little bit, like a snowball. It's kind of fun when you do these little experiments. And I think some of you that have been part of these activities with me, you think you never know what you're going to end up with. You just don't know. You might end up with something totally different. Oh, this is so cool. Look at Tyler. We got ourselves a little, looks like a snowball. See, isn't this fun? So go ahead and just keep, let's just keep letting that just turn a little. I gotta say I panicked a little bit and I thought, uh-oh, maybe I didn't add enough of this cornstarch, but no, we did. We're doing just great. So let's just go ahead and just go kind of meet it, kind of play with it a little bit. So what else can we do? So with our air dry clay, what else can we do? Let's see, we could probably make a clay soap dish, right? Because you guys like to stay clean. We can do that. We can, oh, here's a great idea. Are you ready? You can also make a clay paperweight. And you know what you can do with the clay paperweight? You guys have little treasures like rocks and different things. You can add rocks and treasures to it on the top. So just keep turning, 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 just like that. What is yours looking like? Is it looking like mine? Kind of like a snowball, a little bit like that. It's kind of sticky though still, isn't it? Let's just keep working on it. It's almost like therapy. You can just go back and forth. It's starting to kind of dry and change a little bit. Now, some of you might want to add a little food coloring at this time. Go for it. Add some food coloring. I don't know. And let's see what else. Oh, I know. You can make a clay picture frame. You could do a clay picture frame. I always like to lay things flat and make rocks out of it. Add rocks to the top. You can do that too. You could take some dots, like rocks from outside, and create braille on it. You know what I mean? Because you know your braille dots, you could add maybe your name in braille dots on the top of this if you flatten it out. So I don't know, what are you guys experiencing? Feel free to go in your Q&A box or questions right now and add. Maybe you guys have some ideas that you would like to add and put to do with your air dry clay. Now it's complete. Isn't it neat about things when you put them together, you might get a whole new something. So you can make a bowl out of this, a plate. What's neat, there's so many different types of recipes that you don't even, you don't have to bake this. That's what's so nice. Now I would touch what, of the finished product. So Ellie, when she did hers, she had to let hers dry for quite some time. So there's still some mixing because I can kind of feel it being kind of chunky on the inside. So you want to be able to pull it apart, but we need to add a little bit more. So so just turn, turn, turn. You guys ever done anything like this before? So here we go. So when you pull it apart like that, see how it's kind of changing a little bit? That's pretty cool. So, you know, Tyler, you can do this with your kids. You might have fun with this. Look at that. Ooh, now it's starting to take shape. But let's just mix a little bit more. Let's just add a little bit more mixture. And there might be just a smidge left of your cornstarch. You wanted to put that down, but no, this right here is basically all you need to do. Just keep turning it. And then we're going to do something, you know, really, you almost could do 2 of these if you wanted to, because there's so much of this. But you'll find that you'll have your bowl that should be kind of near your area that you're working with. But just keep turning it. Keep turning it. So let's see what we got. Now I can still see there's some stuff in there that needs to go. And I think when we've done this before, it did take a little while to kind of shape it. So just go back and forth, just like so. And let's see what else. So, you know, while we're doing this, I have to tell you that your youth library has a lot of really fun things planned for you. That is coming up. I plan on doing a Hooked on Books Autumn Adventures, which is going to be coming up. So we're going to get together after school. I'll fill you in on the details, but I'm going to send out kits, and they're going to come out to you in boxes. And in the boxes will be 1 month's supply of different things that we're going to do. I found something super neat. Did you guys know in the first Friday of February is Bubblegum Day? You can make bubblegum. So, I had an idea for that. So February, we're going to learn how to make bubblegum. This made me think of that. So, is yours looking like mine? Okay, just turn. I'm going to kind of squeeze a little harder, just like so. Just squeeze a little harder like that. Do we have any questions at all, Tyler or Sarah? Probably have their fingers dirty. I'll there we go, like that. Now, if you pull it up like that and you still have a little bit of cornstarch in there, let's just continue to do this. Because what you're going to do is you're going to lay your leaf flat in front of you. In fact, I'm probably going to get rid of my bowl. I set my bowl aside.
Hey, Denise.
Yes?
This is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I have a message from Kayla. She said, we goofed. Their mixture is too dry.
Okay. If your mixture is too dry, just add a little bit of, okay, so do you have any lotion or the baby oil? You can add a little hint of baby oil, just to add a little bit of extra moisture to it. But if you keep kneading it back and forth, it does start to kind of becomes less dry, but that is very common. That does happen. So if you have any kind of lotion, just a teeny weeny tiny bit, or the oil. So if you can revive air dry clay that is too dry with a tiny splash of baby oil. There are no mistakes here. Only different ways of doing things, right? That was a great question. Great. So I'm just going to go back and forth. I have to say, this makes me smile because, like I said, we've never done this before, and all of you are the very first to be a part of this super cool adventure. So this is our first one of many. So yeah, and then if you pull it up like this, so what I'm doing, I'm pulling it up, I'm kind of stretching it out, and this does take time because you want it kind of smooth and soft. Smooth and soft. And it'll take a couple days for it to dry. We really want to work a lot of that moisture out of it. So actually yours might be better than mine. Mine might be too wet. So let me know how it's looking and going for you. Feel free to let Sarah know, and I want to make sure that we all have enough time to do this. It's been kind of a crazy day for sure. So I'm really just getting my fingers in there and just really working this. Now, while I'm doing this, I gotta let you guys also know that this coming Saturday, wait, now where's Leslie? I want to show you something. We have a really neat activity that we're going to be doing this Saturday while we're meeting this, and we're going to make what is called the Dancing August Dragonfly. So we're going to do that together. So she's going to come along, and they're just going to show the side view. Yeah, it's right up there. I'm going to show them. Perfect. So we have a, nope, here we go. I'll take that. And it's green, so I don't know. I put it on my shirt. We're going to make these beautiful little dragonflies. And so this weekend, I'm going to set this down. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we have these darling little dancing August dragonflies. So we're going to make that this weekend we're going to get together at 11 o'clock on August 15th. So we're going to make that, and I'll hand them back to you so we don't get anything on them. Thank you. So how's it coming, everyone? Coming good? Kind of looks like taffy. Yeah. I think we're getting close. Are you guys ready to add in? Sarah, can you let me know how everyone's doing? If they're ready to start to add in, thumbs up. Okay. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Have your bowl handy. All right, so we're going to lay our leaf down with the vein side up. The leaf down with the vein side up. All right, so then, I just hope this is ready to go. And then, what we're gonna do next, so you have your leaf with the vein side up, find that plastic, which is right here, your nice little plastic, and you're gonna lay the plastic over the leaf. Make sure it's nice and flush. So there you go. Get one last little bit of kind of that squeezing your air dry clay. Have you noticed how much it's changed since you've started this? It's changed a lot. So here we go. Now, you're gonna take your air dry clay. I feel like I should use a little bit more. And we're gonna lay it down nice and flat over your leaf. So what we're after is we're after those veins that are in the leaf. So feel free, just like that. Nice and just like so. Take your air dry clay. We're gonna lay it over the plastic. There's a lot of pressure to get this right, just so you know. So we're gonna kind of just, there's no right or wrong. So you're laying your air dry clay over your plastic, and you're gonna just kind of, are you able to get a good view of this, Tyler?
Mm-hmm.
Good. See, just like so. Take it all the way down. And this takes, like I said, it's going to take a few days before you really get, yeah, just like so. Just lay it flat. Take your little fingers, kind of pat the top, but not too thin, just nice and gentle. Okay. Okay, now, here's where the magic starts. Drum roll, please. Where's my drum roll? Drum roll, please. Now we're going to take and turn it over. We're going to turn it over. You're going to find your bowl, stick the right on that like so. Are you ready? And we're going to very gently flip. We're going to flip. Shall we do it together? 1, 2, 3, flip. And let it fall down into the thing, pushing down on it. And I love it because I think this might be a good time for me to show you. So then you're going to gently remove your leaf. Gently remove your leaf, like so. And there would be there's going to be nice little veins that should be drawn within your air dry clay. And if you don't have the nice veins that you want, feel free to go in and just kind of very gently add to it, just kind of very gently pressing down, just like so. Adding to your vein. And this could be a time where you might decide to do something a little different, and that's okay. So you're gonna let that sit, kind of set down. And what I'm doing is with my tip of my finger now, I'm just kind of going in and making sure I've got nice deep veins. Just like so. All right, so now I'm gonna leave that on there, so you don't wanna remove the top of your wrap. You wanna let that stay on. So you're gonna just kind of set it aside and let it air dry. I would say let it air dry for at least, I'm gonna say 2 days, about 48 hours, 2 days. Let it air dry. So we're gonna set it aside, a nice size bowl. And Tyler, can you take the green screen off? Because I wanna show everyone the finished product. Isn't it fun? We can always have a finished product. So here we have a finished product. Basically use the same bowl. And it is, I'm going to show you the bottom. So on the bottom of it is kind of that same color, that creamy color. And then it kind of, in the one that I have, the example that I have, it has kind of the overlip hang of it. And that's all kind of cuddling around the bowl. But the top part of it has been painted. So we took, I would say it was probably about 4 days out before any paint was added on, because it's a fairly thick air dry clay. So green was added, a little bit of paint was added. So if you take your fingers and feel inside of it, you can feel kind of the creases of the vein. But yeah, so this is just one idea that you can do with your air dry clay activity. And then to top it all off, here's what else you can do. Take a little shine sheen Hodge, what is it called? It's like a glossy finish that you can put over the top of it, or even spray it with like a nice polyurethane right over the top. Give that a couple days to dry, and voila, you've got your air dry clay bowl. And also put on the very bottom of it, you can put a date and your signature to really personalize it. Well, I gotta say, thank you so much for being a part of this night. This has been so much fun. And again, if you want to join and do future events, please don't hesitate to reach out and contact us. Does anybody have any questions at all? No questions? Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining, and we'll look forward to hanging out with you guys again. So here we go. Until next time, we'll see you later. Welcome to the